Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Charlotte's World Wide Web. And for those who are new, and for those who didn't already, please subscribe to see more videos. Hit the bell button for push notifications, and also like. Okay, so today I want to do, I want to have a story time with you all. Now this story is very touching. It's about my sister Bridget. She passed away in 2005 in a tragic car accident, okay? I want to first start off by saying, let me see if I can, wait a minute. Oh, sorry, y'all. Okay. Try to make sure the lighting and everything is good for y'all. But I want to start off just, you know, telling y'all a little bit about, talking about my sister a little bit and about how she was as a person. For one, she was very, very beautiful, very smart, intelligent young lady. She did pass away when she was 16, I believe. Yeah, she passed away when she was 16. Let me see. Bridget was very funny. She was down to earth. She was crazy. Loud, very cool. Her laugh was out of this world. Like, her laugh was so loud, like it was just loud, you know. She stood out from a lot of people, you know. Bridget was very talented. She could dance, she could sing her butt off, she could draw, you know, she wrote poems. Bridget was just Bridget. She was full of energy, full of life. There we go. That's what I was waiting for. Okay, full of life. That's what I was trying to say, but I couldn't find the words. Anyways, yeah, so that was Bridget. Now Bridget and I were we were a year apart in age. We both were Tauruses. I'm a Taurus and she's a Taurus. But I'm an April Taurus and she's a May Taurus. So what's so crazy about it is, like, we would actually be the same age for about 2.5 weeks maybe. So when I was 15, getting ready to turn 16, yeah, we were the same age for about 2.5 weeks. Yeah, 2.5 weeks. But anyways, so we're very close in age. Now, she's not my twin, but she was like my twin. And what I mean by that, I guess people would call us Irish twins because of the age difference, you know, the difference in our age or whatnot. And we were really close. My mom would dress us up like twins, you know. We were like salt and pepper. She was the lighter one and I was the darker one. People would call us salt and pepper, chocolate and vanilla, Oreos. They would just call us different names, and it was cute and funny, you know. And I understood why, because you know, we were so close, but then we were two different, you know, complexions. And this is my blood sister, my baby. So anyways, all of that being said, yeah. So that's just, you know, my sister. She. And it may be crazy that I'm saying this right now, but Bridget, I feel like she did live her life to the fullest within that little bit of time she was here for. And I say that because she met a lot of people, you know. She traveled, yeah, and I know y'all like, travel, how the hell is she traveling at like 15, 16 years old? But she got around. Bridget, you know, she got around, and she definitely, you know, touched a lot of people, touched people's lives, and, you know, and I don't want to say lived her life to the fullest, because I know you guys probably like, well, how? And she still, you know, had many lives, you know, much more years ago. But yeah, I know that. But you guys wouldn't really understand, because I know how Bridget was. And yes, I wish she was here to live many years with me and all of that, you know, just be here. But, you know, unfortunately, that's just not what God calling was. So, anyway, but Bridget had another side to her. Now, the other side to her would be the side where, you know, things went left for her. Things didn't really go too right with her so well. She had actually been through this. She went through this situation, a situation that I'm not allowed to talk about. She went through the situation that had led her into trying to find herself, her identity, and, you know, led her to become, this is my opinion, you know, it led her to become the type of person that she ended up being, which led her into getting into a tragic car accident, you know. So it all started off pretty much, her and a friend, they had, you know, well, at this time, Bridget was running the streets, and this is the other side of her. Bridget was just running the streets, you know, because of the situation she had been through. You know, she had seen some things, been through some things, and she just, I feel like she was trying to find herself. She was lost, and she needed help, me personally. Now, she, like I said, was running away, you know. She was stealing cars, and what we call UUs down, you know, in the DMV area, we call them UUs. They're stolen cars. And anything, what I'm saying, I'm not saying that it's right for her to do, but I'm just speaking to you all to let you know the other side of, you know, how things went with her or whatnot. So, it's a 10% battery. Wait a minute. Sorry about that. My phone, the thing said 10% on my phone. I had to charge it up. But anyways, I'm not too sure exactly what part I left off at. But yeah, she you know, so she was doing those things, and you know, like I said, stealing cars, running away, doing those type of things. And one particular day, she and a friend of hers were walking, and this guy had stopped them, and he pretty much, you know, was trying to holler at him like, hey, you know, would y'all like to go to the liquor store type of thing? And, you know, they got in the truck, and he took him to the liquor store. When he got into the liquor store, my sister and her friend took his truck. Like, my sister got in the driver's side and skirt, took his truck or whatever, and they left. And I'm sure the guy left the liquor store like, dang, you know, came outside from the liquor store and like, where's my truck at? But anyway, so, you know, they did what they did that night. And the next early morning came. And pretty much, they must have went back around that same neighborhood. Like, not the liquor store, but the neighborhood by the liquor store. And that's where the guy had lived at. For whatever weird, odd reason, he seen his truck. So he's like, that's my truck. But it's a catch to it. Guess who's standing outside with him? His wife. Yes, y'all. His freaking wife is standing outside with him. So he's like, oh, there goes the truck. There goes my truck. And mind you, he's not about to tell his wife he done picked up 2 young chicks. He's not about to, who's about to do all that? He ain't about to do all that. So, anyways, they left from around that neighborhood. And once they left from around that neighborhood, the guy started following my sister and her friend onto the highway. And once they got to the highway, that highway in particular is always a state trooper that sits right there. The state trooper was sitting right there. Once the state trooper, the guy flagged down a state trooper. So he pulls over, flags him down like, hey, you know, I got carjacked. Somebody stole my car. And mind y'all, like I said again, he's not going to tell his wife that he picked up 2 chicks. He didn't even tell the female state trooper. He didn't even tell the female state trooper that it was 2 young girls. He didn't say shit. All he said was, I got carjacked. So that was my issue. That's what I got really pissed off at, because I'm like, really, dude? But okay, anything to save your black ass. So, then the state trooper, she's following the truck. And she's following it. And then I guess she put her sirens on. My sister pulls over. And mind y'all, wait. Let's be clear here. This story is coming from the girl that was in the truck with her. I didn't get this from 10 people that heard it 10 different times, 10 different stories, and it came back to me. Because, you know, you tell somebody one thing, then they tell that person, then they tell that person. And then by the time you get to the last person, the story ain't going to be the same. Right? So the story came from her friend. This is what the friend was telling me, okay? So she pulls over, and my sister's just like, you know, I just want to park the truck. I want to go home. I just want to park the truck and go home. That's all I want to do, you know. So by this time, the state trooper was walking up, but she can't get a glimpse. She can't get a glance, should I say, of who the passenger, who's the driver and who's the passenger, whether male or female. She doesn't know. She just knows that she has to get this truck off the road. So anyways, so once the state trooper got a little closer, my sister took her seatbelt off and she sped off. Yeah, y'all, she sped off, and y'all know what happens after that. It became a high-speed chase. A high-speed chase. Damn, I sound like I was from Baltimore just now. A high-speed chase. And from there, you know, if you're on a highway, it's the highway. You got one ramp here, you got another ramp here, then you look down, then it's another highway, and then the woods, and then a highway, should I say. So she like made a left turn that was no left turn, should I say, a non-left turn. Mind you, the only turn that you could take is more so to the right, your exit, to your exit. There was no exit or whatever. She ended up just losing control of the wheel and went down into the next into the woods, down to the next highway or whatever. And her friend was saying that all she remembered was the truck was just flipping and flipping. It flipped, it was sliding, and the impact was so hard when they hit. My sister's head had hit the windshield, and the windshield just shattered. You see what I'm saying? And she said once it slid, the truck stopped after a while, and then the friends, like, I was looking, you know, I was looking the front, back, I was just looking around and I didn't see her. So she's like, I got out of the truck, and once I got out of the truck, I'm looking behind the truck, on the side, the front, and I still don't see her. So then the state trooper, she comes out of nowhere, she draws her gun out, you know, she's like, put your hands up, put your hands up. Where's the other person? Where's the other person? You know, and her friend is like, in her mind, I'm sure she's like, well, bitch, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out too where the hell she's at. Hello. So, you know, in reality, but her friend, you know, her friend's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. You know, she's shook, she's scared. And her friend was 4 months pregnant at the time. Her friend was 4 months pregnant inside of the truck. You know, so next thing you know, they had the helicopters around looking for my sister to find out, my sister flew 100 yards out of the sunroof. She flew 100 yards out of the sunroof, and they found her 20 minutes later. So she was unconscious for 20 minutes laying there, and they thought that she was on the run. And I get it, because if you know, the state trooper, she's trying to do her job. She's trying to figure it out, like, where is this other person at, you know? So I get it, whatever. So they flew her down to shock trauma, Baltimore shock trauma. And for those who don't know, that's Baltimore, Maryland. And pretty much that's the accident that happened, right? So now, okay, so now at this point, how I found out, I was coming home from school, and, you know, usually I would call my parents when I get home. I called my father, he answered, and he's like, baby, like, look. And I was like, everything okay, Daddy? Where's Mommy? You know, Mommy's right here, but, you know, Shashi, it's just, and I'm like, Daddy, what's wrong? What's wrong? And I'm really trying to figure out, what's wrong, and he's not really telling me what's wrong. So I knew something disturbing happened. It was something going on. So my mom gets on the phone. So I'm like, well, what's going on? So she's like, Shashi, like, that's my family name, by the way. Shashi, Bridget was in a car accident. And I was like, what? Yeah, Bridget was in a car accident. I said, is she okay? Well, she's in a coma. And at that time, I knew a coma wasn't a good thing, but I didn't really know what it meant or whatever. I didn't know what it meant. And all I remember saying, is she gonna die? Is she dead? Is she gonna die, y'all? And when I said that, when I say I broke down in fucking tears, excuse my language, I broke down in tears. Like, I broke down, y'all. Like, it was a lot for me, you know. And my mom was like trying to calm me down, and she's like, look, family's on the way over there. We're still at the hospital, you know. We'll be home soon, and everybody's gonna go back up there. So I had family come over. We had people come from Georgia, Kentucky, Kansas, DC, of course. Shoot, we had family a little bit from everywhere. People from, you know, different places or whatever come. And so, you know, the next day came, and I forgot to mention, this all happened the day before my 16th birthday. Yeah, it happened the day before my 16th birthday, y'all. The next day came, it was my 16th birthday, April 22nd. Oh, I didn't told y'all my birthday. Okay, April 22nd. It was April 22nd. And I remember going in there, nobody even wished me a happy birthday. And I don't mean to say even, but no one wished me happy birthday, which is so understandable because y'all, I lie to you not, like, I didn't even remember. I forgot it was my birthday, you know, because when something tragic like that happens, that's something that you just, you're not thinking about nothing else but just what's going on in front of you, or the seriousness in it, you know. So, I just remember everything being a blur, to be honest. It was really a blur for me. I just remember family going in there. When I went in there, I'm going to speak from my experience. When I went in there, it was just like the smell of hospital, the smell of death, you know, because people die in there. And then it just, the smell, I hate hospital smells, y'all. I really do. She had tubes in her mouth, tubes in her nose. She had about 3 surgeries, maybe 4, but 3 that I can remember. The first surgery, I believe, was her collarbone. Well, no, she had to get a trach in her throat. They put a trach in her throat to keep her breathing or whatever, to help her with her breathing. Then she had to get her collarbone fixed because her collarbone had broke. Then she had to get her skull cut open. Like, they had to open her skull, shave her head, and open up her skull so her brain pressure, the pressure was so high, they had to cut it open so it can swell out. You know. I believe she had a stroke, and that's why they, I believe she had a stroke. Yeah, she ended up having a stroke or whatever. So, yeah, so, and it might have been another surgery. I really can't remember. I can't remember, but yeah, so all of that being said, you know, and when I went in there, it was just, like I said, it was a blur. It was a fog, you know. I know my mom was so fucked up, like so messed up. My dad was messed up. I mean, you know, this is their daughter, you know. My sister was, man, we all was messed up, y'all. Who wasn't? You see what I'm saying? So, anyways, all that being said, it had got to a point to where they told us that, you know, if she were to wake up, she would be a vegetable. And for those who don't know, being a vegetable means having a vegetable state of mind. It pretty much means like the person is not aware of anything. Like they can look at you and all of that, but they don't know you. They're not aware of their surroundings. They don't know you. They don't know what's going on. Their mind, shit is just blank to them pretty much. They're like, just like this. They can see, but they don't understand. They, you know, it's a vegetable. Yeah, being a veggie is just. Anyway, so all that being said, so they gave my parents the option, whether they wanted to take her off life support or keep her on life support, just in case if she does wake up. Yeah, she'll be a vegetable. She won't be able to talk to us or remember us, but she's pretty much, that's what I was trying to say, like that she's here, but she's not here. That's what a vegetable is. They're here, but mentally, all of that, they're not here. They're gone. They're literally gone. You know, so, let's see. So, you know, it was a very hard decision for my parents to make, and it's not that my parents they didn't want to take care of her or they didn't want to do this or that. I feel like she was already going through, I feel like my parents felt like that she was already going through enough suffering, and she had already been through whatever she's been through, so why even keep her here? You know, especially if she's here but she's not here. And then that'll be painful for us to see her like that. You see what I'm saying? So my parents decided take her off life support. We had the family, all of the family. We had the pastor come and pray for us. He prayed for us, and I remember the doctor telling us, like, once we take her off life support, she's going to pass away. She's going to die within 24 to 48 hours after they pull the plug. They pulled the plug. She gasped for air, like, you know. And after that, man, 24 hours where, 48 hours where, 72 hours where, baby, let me tell y'all, my sister was a soldier. She did way more. She fought way more than 48 hours. My sister, she fought for almost a week after when we took her off life support. She fought a week after, on her own, y'all, with no life support, no nothing. Like, no life support. Like, she did that on her own. Like, she was so strong, but the doctor told us different. He said she gonna die within 24 to 48 hours. No, she fought. She was fighting, y'all. That was my baby. She fought her way. She fought her way. She did what she had to do, you know, but it was just her time. It was God's calling, you know. So all of that being said, now at this point, I had to go back to school. Mind y'all, she was off of life support for almost a whole week. I had to go back to school to take my finals, right? So, I remember, I just went back to school, y'all, and I just felt so out of it. Like, I was just so gone. Like, don't nobody but to talk to me. Don't nobody but to fuck with me. Don't nobody but to talk about my sister. Like, I was ready to beat any and everybody up. I don't even care. Like, man, my attitude, my anger, it's like I was quiet, but then I had anger problems after that. That's how I feel. I was quiet, but I still had anger problems. So I went back to school, and all I remember was my teacher told me that I needed to go to the office. And I just remember saying, oh, no, I didn't do anything wrong. Am I in trouble? What did I do? Because I ain't gonna lie, I was a little hot here being a class clown and just messing up sometimes in class. So they was like, no, just go to the office. I went to the office. I seen my dad. Long story short, I seen my daddy. And when I seen him, he looked at me and I looked at him. And he was like, Bridget died. She passed away. And when he had said that, y'all, my heart shattered into so many pieces, y'all. Like, okay, I'm back. All I kept thinking was, like, Daddy, you serious? And he was like, yeah, she's gone. So, you know, we went down to the hospital. Once we got down there, it was a struggle for me to actually make it inside of her room. So I actually had one foot in and one foot out. Because when I seen her, she was laying there in the bed. She was pale. I just remember, like, everybody standing around her. My mom was losing it. She was crying. Yeah, it was a lot. It was a very messed up day for us. Just a tragic, you know. And one thing I did forget to share with y'all, actually, my mother actually, you know, her goal was to actually stay with my sister until she took her last breath, which did happen. But my mother, you know, ended up telling us that she was laying down next to my sister. But her intentions wasn't to go to sleep or nothing. But she was so tired because she'd been trying to stay up. So she said she ended up dozing off, right? So my sister's head is facing this way. The back of her head. Well, yeah, her face is facing that way. But my mom's face is facing the back of my sister's head, if y'all can understand that. So my mom's face is facing the back of my sister's head. So my mother said she dozed off. And mind you, she didn't mean to. It's just something that had happened because she's been tired and drained out. She said she dozed off and, once she said she felt some type of movement. And she said she looked and then looked down and she seen my sister's legs moving. So she's like, so she looks up like this And y'all, she said my sister went from this to, and opened up her eyes, y'all. She opened up her eyes, looked at my mother, and she gave her that look like she just wanted to say, I'm sorry, mommy, I love you, mom. Like, she just gave her that look. And then she turned her head back around, closed it, and passed away. She passed away, and my mom thought that she was hallucinating, like she thought that she was tripping, like, but by that time the nurses and them had seen it too. They had just seen it, I guess, the end of her turning her head, and they said, no, Liz, it really happened. You're not, that's nothing that you just, that you're, pretty much it happened. Like, they were telling her, no, you're not crazy, you're not tripping, it happened. Because she thought that she was losing her mind, but no, it really happened. So all of that being said, and it started beeping, and my sister was gone. So going back, I just wanted to share that part with y'all, but going back to the whole me stepping in there, I couldn't step in there. I ended up going to the bathroom, kneeling down, and just crying my heart out. And my auntie was like, Bumpy, it's okay, it's all right, it's going to be all right, you know. So she said, you got to try to go back in there, you know, because this is it. So I'm recording. Stop, please. So I ended up going back in there, and I touched her. She was cold and she was pale, and I told her that I love her, and I told her I'm sorry. Yeah, it was just a lot, you guys, you know. So all of that being said, we left. We played Mariah Carey, and we prayed again. We played Mariah Carey because she loves some Mariah Carey. Stop screaming, I'm recording! Go downstairs with that noise, please. Excuse me, y'all. I do not care. I'm recording. And I'm not cutting this out. I'm not bleeping this out. They're going to hear this. So anyways, what did I just say? I do not care. I'm recording. Y'all chill out. Excuse me, y'all. So all of that, like, they've been arguing, y'all. I'm sorry to change the subject. They've been arguing since this little girl got home from school. Like, arguing. The youngest one's supposed to be sick. She's getting over something. Then the oldest one, they just going, like, come on, how many times I gotta talk to y'all? And for those who got kids, y'all know what I'm talking about. So don't say, oh, I'm being mean. Stop yelling at them. No. Anyways. So all of that being said, y'all, we left after we did the praying and everything. We left, and that was pretty much it. But one thing I want to share another thing with y'all. That pretty much was her accident, and this all happened in 2005. The way that the date was with this, the time, the dates, she got into the car accident April 21st, a day before my birthday. I went to go see her on my birthday, April 22nd. Her birthday is May 11th. She died May 13th, Friday the 13th at that. Then it was Mother's Day. Then my mother's birthday was May 17th. So it was so many events that was going that was just happening, and it was just like, it was just way too much. And for those who are wondering, because now my emotions are like everywhere, and now my mind is like woo woo woo. For those who are wondering, the girl that was in a car accident with her, before I forget, she survived. She had her baby. She walked away with, I think her back was messed up. Like, her neck was hurting or something on her back. But other than that, she was good. And shout out to you, friend. We love you. And we know you miss Bridget. Yeah, so she had her son. And, yeah, so, yeah. Other than that, the last time I had seen Bridget was when God had this happen. This situation I'm about to tell y'all, and then I'm going to end my story time. This situation, I feel like, happened for a reason. God linked us together for a reason. I'm going to tell you why real fast. So I was actually trying to get over my god sister's house. Rest in peace to my god sister Heather. She passed away 4 years after my sister passed away. Yeah, it's just a lot. So anyways, I was trying to get over my god sister's house. Now, my neighbor was supposed to take me, but something happened to her car or whatever. So my sister's calling me and she was like, hey girl, what you doing? And I'm like, oh, just trying to go over her house. She was like, I can come get you, me and my friend. I ain't gonna lie, y'all, my sister was a little bit on the wild side, running the streets, and I was more so in my shell, quiet. You know, I was still in my shell. I was still quiet and all that. So I wasn't really trying to go with my sister. I really wasn't. So, you know, I was like, oh, no, I'm good, sis. I'm good, you know. And she's like, no, come on, bitch. I'm going to come get you. I'm going to come get you. I was like, no, I said I'm good. Y'all, she ended up coming to get me. And this is when she was actually on one of her little runaway escapades or whatever, one of her runaway days or whatever. So, technically, my parents didn't even know that she was coming to get me. Of course, I was telling them that my neighbor was going to take me or whatever. So she pulled up around the corner. It was like two guys in a car. She pulled up around the corner or whatever. And so she was like, come on, hurry up. Because she didn't want our parents to see her or whatever. So I got in the car. She was sitting in the back seat, y'all, with a cup in her hand. I looked at her, y'all. And this everything that happened, I remember everything that happened. Everything that happened was so real. So I looked at her. I was like, bitch, what you drinking? And she was like, what she said? She said, Grey Goose. I said, oh, okay. And something bothering my eye. And I was never like a Grey Goose type of person back then. I wasn't even really a drinker. So, you know, so I said, you good? Because she just like kind of zoned out. She looked out the window. Like, 'cause she's in the backseat. The two guys up front and I'm in the backseat with her. So she's looking out the window just like, you know, kind of quiet. After she finished saying what she was saying, she was kind of quiet. And I said, you good? And she like, man, sis, I got something to tell you. I was like, what's wrong? And she was like, man, sis, I need help. I said, help? What you mean you need help? What's going on? She was like, I need help. And I said, well, you got to talk to me. And she was like, I just need help. Like, it's a lot going on. And at that time, I had my bag packed. You know what I mean? So I had a few outfits and stuff in there. So I let her, you know, get some of what I had out of my bag. I had let her have some of that stuff because I knew that she was on, you know, doing her little runaway shit, and I wanted to make sure she was good. Like, damn. And I'm still that same person where I still be looking out. I'm so kind-hearted. Like, I got a pure heart. Like, my heart is so pure, y'all. Like, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm a bitch. I be acting like a bitch sometimes, and I be tripping and all that. But overall, anyways, it's not about me. I was just stating that I'm still the same Charlotte in some ways. But so, like, I let her get some of my stuff, and then she was like, sis, she looked at me, she was like, sis. I was like, yeah. She was like, I'm never coming back home. And I said, what? I said, stop talking like that, man. For real, stop talking like that. She was like, no, I'm for real, I'm never coming back home. And I said, whatever, you're going to be good. Like, I brushed it off real live, and I heard that she needed help. She said she needed help, and I heard that she said she was never coming back home. You know, so that rest of that day, that rest of that night, God, and I say God put us together because she wasn't supposed to be my ride. I wasn't even supposed to see her that day. Like, she was on a runaway. She was doing her, like, you know, so God put us together the last time, y'all. We had our last argument. We ended up arguing that night over something stupid. Oh, because I kept telling her, I was like, because I'm with her the whole night, and I'm like, sis, it's late as shit. I got to get out Laurel to get to Heather's house. I'm telling her, like, I need to get to where I need to go because it's late. And I'm supposed to be calling mom and dad to let them know. Like, and I don't think at that time, I don't think I had a cell phone just yet. Or, I don't know. But, so, I think what it was, I think that her mother, I didn't want her mother to be tripping because I didn't, you know, me coming in her house late. So, I had to call my godsister, like, look, leave the door unlocked, whatever. I'm going to be there, So I'm arguing with my sister. She like, chill out. I'm gonna get you there. Why you tripping? Why you tripping? You with me? You gonna be straight? And I'm like, I know that. Like, we end up arguing about that. And then I ain't gonna lie. Then we had our little last laugh was, where we were at. We were like in the hood somewhere. So it was like all these street niggas on the street. So she looked at the window. She was like, bitch, come here. So I was like, what? So she was like, girl, some buns out there. I was like, what? She was like, it's some buns out. Okay, I told y'all I live in Maryland. And for those who don't know what buns mean, I know that sound crazy, but you know, different state, city, and all that have different, use different slang shit. So buns means some fine guys, some fine guys that look good or whatever, buns. So she was like, yeah, some buns out there. So I looked, I was like, ooh, it is. So we looking out the window, we get to laughing and stuff. So that took the tension off of our argument or whatever, you know. So then we end up getting back in the car, and you know, we left. Yeah, of course, if we got back in the car, we end up she dropped me off like towards the front of the parking lot where my god sister apartment was, because she didn't want you know, pretty much like the mother to say anything or nothing. So she dropped me off some. So she walked me halfway. So we get out the car, she walked me halfway, and I was like, all right, thank you, sis. She was like, all right. She was like, all right. I turned around. I said, I love you. She turned around and she said, I love you too. So, I told myself, if anytime I feel like I'm gonna cry, I'm gonna cut it off or whatever. But, so that was the last time I seen her, and she meant when she said, she said, I'm never coming back home, you know, and she never came back home after that, you know, and I had to share that part with y'all as well. But, all that being said, y'all, she's in a better place, and I do miss her. That's my everything, you know. But I'm going to wrap this up by just saying, if, you know, for those out there who has lost a loved one, a friend, family member, whoever, just loved one, period, I send my condolences out to y'all, my prayers. And I just want to tell y'all to keep your head up, stay strong, and just know that they're looking down on us. And they're always, they're always, you know, in spirit, you know. And whether we believe it or not, I feel like, you know, I know my sister, I feel like she lives within me and my girls. You know, I feel like she's around. I could just feel her presence. I could feel the aura, you know. So, you know, it is what it is. We all live to die. I hate to say it like that. I'm sorry. We live to die. It is what it is. It's life, you know. But just stay strong. Keep your head up and keep pushing. You know what I mean? And that's just how it is. But thank you all for tuning in for my story time. And yes, this was something very personal that I wanted to share with you all, because she has been on my mind heavy yesterday and today. I think about her every day, but it was placed on my heart to, you know, share that story with you all. And, you know, like I said, everything happens for a reason. She's not suffering anymore. But anyways, thank you all. Thank you for the support. Please subscribe so you can see more videos. Please hit the bell button. Hit the button so you can get push notifications, and like. Thank you all. I appreciate you guys.